20 miles off the coast of Wales, a small patch of stone breaks the surface of the Irish Sea, a place called Smalls, too far to see the mainland, too small to escape the wind. And in the winter of 1800, 2 men were sent there, alone, surrounded by nothing but sea and silence. They did not get along, and before the season was over, only one of them would return. Welcome to Lighthouse Lore by the Last Lightkeepers, a collection of short stories born from the tragedies, hauntings, and mysteries of the world's loneliest lighthouses and coastal landscapes. Today's entry, the 5-month exile. Thomas Griffith and Thomas Howell, 2 keepers who did not get along, even ashore their arguments emptied pubs. It was said there was nothing they didn't disagree on. But the winter was coming, and duty at the lighthouse demanded they face it side by side, on an island built for solitude, not survival. Smalls Lighthouse was meant for 4 weeks' watch. The storms made it 5 months. Gales cut off every approach. No ships, no voices, no escape. The tower groaned like a living thing. Iron bolts flexing, waves shattering against its base. Rain came sideways through the shutters. Their food rotted, along with their company. But still, the light had to burn. 4 months in, Griffith fell ill. Some said he caught a fever, others said he fell in an accident. Howell hoisted a distress flag, an inverted Union Jack, but no rescue came. Days passed, then weeks. Griffith's cries went silent. The only sound left was the sea. Howell was alone, but he couldn't throw the body to the water. Everyone knew their hatred, and he feared what they'd say if the corpse went missing. So he built a coffin, rough, narrow, nailed from scraps of the wood he could spare. He tied it to the gallery rail, a vigil above the Black Sea. Then one night, the waves rose high. The coffin splintered. The sea tore it apart, scattering the body across the rocks below. Howell gathered what was left. He bound the remains again, this time securing them to the outer rail, where the wind could not take him. Ships passed, but none could land. One captain reported seeing a man leaning motionless beside the flag of distress, his arm waving as if to call for help. But it wasn't a living man. It was Griffith, his hand caught in the wind, beckoning from death. Weeks later, when the sea finally calmed, a relief boat reached the rock. The sailors were met with a smell of decay so thick it carried on the wind. Then, through the fog, a figure appeared. Thomas Howell, thin as bone, eyes hollow, barely human. He had kept the light burning. He had survived the exile. But what returned to shore that spring wasn't the man who had left it. They said he never spoke of the light again, and never went back to sea, because more of him stayed on the rock than came home, and part of his soul will forever keep watch beside the man who died alongside it. You've been listening to Lighthouse Lore. Every light casts a shadow, and in every shadow a story. For more stories, visit thelastlightkeepers.com.